So I'm now going to move over to something called scene calibration. This was one of the menus in the adjust settings just down here. Here we are, scene calibration. Now this particular feature is generally for photographers using technical cameras, quite often in architectural photography, but also in some reproduction, archival, records, painting, photography, that type of thing as well. And the reason is that when you take the digital back off of a Hasselblad camera, you can use these backs on technical cameras. So we can put this onto something like a Linhof view camera. And when you're shooting with a technical camera, you're often applying movements to correct converging angles for architectural, etc., perspectives, that sort of stuff. And in doing so, the way the light is hitting the sensor changes because the light isn't coming in directly through the normal lens straight onto the camera and then hitting the image circle as it would in a standard way. You may be adjusting the parallels, if you like, of the lens from the digital sensor plane, and in doing so this can often cause deformations, if you like, in the tone of colour and contrast in certain areas, especially in the corners of our picture. Now, when you do this with a technical camera, you shoot a opal plate, if you like, in front of the camera, which looks like that. And you shoot one of those, and you can see this one is called 23mm shot, and that one's 23mm. And this acts as your scene calibrator to correct the problems that we've got going on up here with the sky, with areas in the corner going a little bit different colours, etc. So how does this work? Well, it's quite simple. We go onto the image that we want to use as our scene calibration. We choose to create a calibration preset. Now I'm going to call this one Windmill 23, just so it corresponds with the file name, and say create, and I say remove cast and equalize intensity, and it's defaulted in at 100. I can reduce that a little bit if I want to knock it back, so I'm just going to knock that back to 80, and I can now go over to the image, and I can now on that image choose the preset that I've created, Windmill 23A, and say remove cast, equalize intensity, and there you can see it has corrected the image and removed, if we turn that on and off, that's what it was without the correction. So it's removed the vignette effect that had been caused by the view camera and the tilt of the lens plane in conjunction with the digital back plane, and it has removed the color cast, removed any vignetting, and balanced the image exactly as it should be. So it really is that simple. You shoot the blank opal or perspex plate as your calibration, and then load that into the Phocus software and apply the equalized preset on top of your image.